Hello, I'm Greg Rudke of Rudke Mods, and welcome to this multiple-part series based off of this Dell Optiplex 960 small form factor. I am building a sleeper gaming computer out of this system. This system originally came with a Core 2 Duo E8400 in it and 4 GB worth of DDR2. It now has the most powerful and fastest processor that would work in this system, the Q9650, which came out of my computer behind it, the Enforce board that is having a series itself filmed that is on hiatus right now. Long story on that. Anyway, so this has the Q9650 Core 2 Quad in it now, which is literally the fastest CPU you can get for this system. You can't overclock this system, not with anything like set FSB or anything like that. And only the 3000 series Xeons work in it. So that translates into the 9650 literally is the fastest CPU you can get for the system. But it's not saying anything bad against this system. This system is still going to be quite capable. With a 3 GHz quad-core CPU in it that runs very cool, mind you, and the GPU upgrade I am going to do to this system, you will be amazed at the performance we will get out of this system. Now, I was inspired to do this video from another YouTuber who tried to make a gaming computer out of a small form factor Optiplex. I saw this at a Goodwill earlier this week and decided to buy it. It cost $30. That was it, $30 for a Core 2 Duo and 4 GB worth of RAM. I am now going to be upgrading this with that quad core, which is already in it, and another 4 GB worth of RAM to bring it up to a max of 8 GB worth of RAM. There's also apparently people who have gotten this to run with 16 GB worth of DDR2, which there weren't many systems that could do that in the first place, which is really impressive. And I may try that out sometime. But 4 GB DIMMs are kind of hard to find and they aren't cheap. So I'll probably stick with the 2 for now, just for a grand total of 8 GB. Anyway, back to the topic here. The YouTuber tried to stick a low-profile GTX 1050 into a similar system like this and found out that the card was too long and it just wouldn't fit. Well, I've been wanting to try the same thing with this system, which was similar on the inside, and I started thinking about it and realized that I could actually fit a full-size card in this system with a little modifying, which we will be seeing later in this series. I have figured out that you can fit a full-width card in this system with just some modifications and a PCIe extension cable. With a little hole cut out in the back, everything will fit fine. The only thing you have to worry about is the length of the card. So I have gone and bought a brand new EVGA 1050. Just a normal model, single fan, which is roughly, they say, 5.7 inches in length, which will be the perfect length to fit in the area, which I will show you guys in a second, where I'm going to mount it. And I'm going to show you a few other things. This system is going to be very capable, like I said earlier, and I hope you guys enjoy this short series. Anyway, so let's go inside real quick and we'll take a look around. As we can see here, we can see the video card right here. This is a ATI HD 3450, which is a very, 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 very crappy GPU designed just for desktop workstations and stuff like that. So, an office environment. And it still ran pretty hot and really loud. It has no comparison in performance to anything in today's desktop graphics whatsoever. Like Intel HD graphics blow this out of the water. And if you look right here, the layout of the slots and stuff, there isn't even a way to have an extended card sitting here. At least that's how it looks. I was looking at ways to do this, and I finally figured out the best way to do it. If we take the card out, and lock back in. There we go. If we take the card out, we can see there's only one PCIe slot we can use, And we've got the low profile issue here. What if we don't want to use the low profile? Well, it's not like I can cut a normal card in half. So I came up with a solution. If you look right here, this right here is the exact size of a double PCIe video card. Like, for instance, a 470, or like this front plate is too, right here. Or any other new modern GPU. So I've looked and noticed that this should fit perfectly right here. Now when it's in the system, of course, the fan will be facing downwards. So when it sits in here, it will be in here like this. So the only thing I have to do is cut this piece out, which looks a lot more difficult than it really is, because Intel's modular design allows you to pull this piece out. In fact, I wouldn't even have to cut this if I didn't want to. I could just leave the hole in the back open and mount the card so it sits just right in there. Now, of course, I'm not going to do that. At least that's not my plan. I'm going to actually cut this piece right here out, and then leave this piece in so I can put a Wi-Fi card right here. I want to make this as sleeper as possible, so you will not notice that there is anything different about the system unless you actually look behind it. And this will actually perform a lot better than most people will think for a system that is going on 8 years old. It's going to be quite powerful. So that's my plan right there. We'll be using a PCIe extension wire plugged into the card. Right now I have my OEM HP card. This is a 9600 GS card right here. This is a roughly 6.5 or 7 inches long. The new card's supposed to be 5.7. If you look here, the problems that the guy was having was the card would touch this part of the heatsink right here. And when I tested this in here, I also had the same problem. And if you look, I actually cut a hole in the card just to make sure that this board wasn't locked or something to the GPU. It worked fine. So when I realized I could mount the card right here, that's when I got the idea to do all this. Now the card will be laying flat like this in the system, sitting like right here. It will still have plenty of room from the heatsink here. It will sit right here and have the extension run from here to here. And you'll be able to connect it in the back. So that's my plan for this computer. And it's going to be quite a performer. Also, the nice thing about upgrading the video card is I will no longer need the somewhat proprietary multi-display adapter. This looks like a DVI port, but this isn't. This is for small form factor cards, especially in work environments where it is expected to have more than one monitor. If you notice here, there's only one port, and that's why this port's so strange. This was very common on HP and Dell desktops, and sometimes I believe they still do it. You need a special adapter to make this port work right here, which I got for free with the computer. This is the adapter, which splits off into 2 adapters. They usually come in either 2 VGA or 2 DVI. This was a special adapter which had 1 VGA and 1 DVI, so I could use any of my monitors that I'd want. So that was a very lucky buy for me. It came with the system for free, and all said and done, right now this whole system has only cost me $32. $2 for 1 gig sticks right here and here. They've got the 2 original factory 2 gigs in here, so that's 6 gigs in total. Plus the CPU, of course, was free, which came out of this board here. So right now, in grand total, this system right here is worth $32. And by the time I am finished, this system, the whole build, will have cost roughly $150, if that. So, anyway. So there's just the beginning of this episode here to show you this Dell Optiplex 960. And anyway, thank you for watching. This has been a Rutk Mods video.